Bernie Ryan, maintenance instructor at Pacific Riding School. Today we're going to talk about chain lube. One of the most neglected things on the bike, unfortunately, but actually one of the easiest once you're shown how. So we're going to go over a couple of little hints and easy steps, make it easier for you to get the most life out of your chain and sprockets, smoother, quieter, and safer. In order to lube the chain, we need to be able to spin the rear tire. Well, you could pop it up on your convenient center stand. Unfortunately, not all bikes come with those nowadays, so you may need to leave it on the side stand and use something like this automotive floor jack or this scissor jack out of the trunk of your car. You want to balance the bike up on the side stand. Use one of these on the suspension or the frame. Try not to use the exhaust pipe, and you only want to put it up enough to be able to freely spin the rear tire. Any more and the bike may become unbalanced, and if it pops off the stand, it'll have too much inertia and it might land on you, which isn't good. You may have spools on the rear swing arm of your bike, in which case you would have one of these nice V stands. Make sure that the V's are on both spools because the bikes would be up and balanced. If you're not comfortable with your bike balanced while you hold onto it with one hand, you may want to get somebody to balance it with the handlebars to give you a bit of assistance until you're comfortable with that, because if it starts to go over on its side and you're way back here, you're going to have a lot of trouble saving that bike. We want to get some lubrication on the O-ring that sits in between the outer plate and the inner plate. There it is right there. We want to keep that nice and lubricated so it doesn't wear and it keeps the lubrication inside. The second part that we want to lubricate is on either side of this roller. True enough, we don't want that to rust, so it's nice to have a thin film on there like this, but we want to get it down in there and down in there. That allows the roller to turn freely as the chain meets the sprocket and as the chain exits the sprocket. If it can't turn freely, it's going to grind, and that's going to shorten the life of your chain and sprockets. It's going to cost you some money. Okay, I've reinstalled the straw, got my nice little hockey hook on the end of it. We'll turn it to the right. One key thing, find it a lot easier, is I use my thumb on the can, not my index finger. What you'll notice is when you put your thumb on the can, I've got no fingers on this side, so nothing to rub up against the rim. But more importantly, when we go to do the inside of the chain, we turn the hook so it goes in. I use my thumb, and when I put it in here like this, I don't have any of my fingers wrapping off the spokes of the wheel. I find this very easy. The easier side of the two to do is the left one, the outside, so we'll do that first. Got my straw with my nice little hook going down to the right. Got my thumb on there. You want to put it close to where the sprocket leaves the chain. The idea is some of the lube we want to bubble out onto the O-ring, but we don't want to have it spilling out over onto the ground, so we'll spin the wheel just fast enough that the bubbles stay basically on the chain. You're going to spin the wheel at that speed. I find it easier just to push my thumb down, let it come out of the can as fast as it can, and spin the wheel at the according speed. So let's try it. Somewhere where the sprocket leaves the chain, and just spin the wheel to keep the lube on the chain, but enough that it bubbles out over onto the O-rings. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier. I'm going to take the straw, I like to do this anyways, with my little bend, put it down in. Again, thumb, going to put it right there, and you're going to spin the wheel at the same speed you did on the other one. It takes a little bit of practice this side, because your thumb is close to the chain and sprockets, and the can is right next to the tire, and you have to look right down the side to see. Like I said, I like to wipe it up now because that stuff gets nothing but stickier. Actually, normally I put a little piece of cardboard underneath the bike, and that keeps all the mess in one spot. Don't have the wheel moving because that chain and sprockets is a finger eater, trust me. Well, I hope this was interesting. I hope it opens your eyes to a few of the things you're going to need to do on your bike. We've got a course that opens your eyes a lot more. Look me up on the website, prsmechanic@hotmail.com, and we'll show you this and about 100 other things that you should know about your motorcycle. Thanks.